How's it going, everybody? We had two games today, and I'm not happy with the outcomes of them, but I'm going to try to keep an unbiased view. Obviously, as a Raiders fan, you can probably guess why. Seeing the seeing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Chiefs isn't happy for me. I'll just give you guys briefly a little bit of a reason. For one, I'm just going to put it simply. I hate Tom Brady. You know, if you're a Raider fan, you automatically hate Tom Brady. There's really no other reason. It's because of the tuck rule and every other stupid, like, favorable thing the refs have done for him. And on top of that, I hate the Buccaneers because they beat us in the Super Bowl in a pretty annoying Super Bowl that they had our coach, so he knew that everything that was coming. And I don't like the Chiefs because they're in our division. So, it's kind of hard. I don't really know who to root for, but for this video, I'm going to keep an unbiased view. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Green Bay Packers. Now, this game was awesome. This game was back and forth. Well, no, I wouldn't say back and forth, but it came down to the end. The Buccaneers were up 28-10 at one point, and in the second half, and people were thinking, really, I mean, with all due respect to Aaron Rodgers, it's hard for them to come back. What does Tom Brady do? Tom Brady throws 3 interceptions. Now, the Packers couldn't really capitalize. Had they capitalized, they would have won this football game, but they didn't, and that's the reason they lost. The Buccaneers their defense outplayed the offense, and I hate to say it because, we all know that the Packers offense is just so great. And their defense played great too. I mean, 3 interceptions on Tom Brady, who's generally pretty accurate, is incredible. But the fact that they couldn't capitalize, and I just feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. I think as a football fan, Aaron Rodgers is a very likable guy. For me, I'm a Cal Bears fan, which I think I mentioned before. And he obviously went there, so usually when the Packers are playing in the playoffs, I generally root for them. But it sucks that he couldn't get it done. He's only won 1 Super Bowl, and just props to Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully he'll be somewhere, maybe back here in this situation next year. But let's get into the statistics. Tom Brady, like I said, he had 3 interceptions. He had 3 touchdowns, 280 yards. He was 20 for 36 passing. Leonard Fournette, the run game for the Buccaneers wasn't that great. They had 55 yards by Fournette, 16 by Ronald Jones. And receiving, Chris Godwin, 110 yards. That's crazy. That's over 20. That's over 20 yards a reception. 22 yards per reception. Mike Evans with 51 yards. Scott Miller, 36. Rob Gronkowski, 29. He had a big play that put them in front. And Devin White on defense, 9 tackles. So that was probably their leader. Sean Bunting had an interception. And, I had a hot take for this game. My hot take was that there would be no turnovers just because these teams are very good at offense. Like, okay, Packers have the best offense and rated the best offense. And the Buccaneers have, like, Tom Brady, Gronkowski, OJ, like, a bunch of Mike Evans. They have all these great offensive players. So I thought there would be no turnovers, but I was wrong. There was multiple. As for the Packers and their statistics, Rodgers had a hell of a game. One thing I forgot to add is we all know what happened at the end. Let me just take you guys back to what happened at the end. So the Packers were down by 8, and it was 4th and goal, and Matt LaFleur, their coach, decided to kick a field goal. And initially, I thought it would be smart because I thought, okay, they're down by 5 and they have timeouts, and there's still some time left. There was about 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left. So they kicked the field goal, but now with hindsight, it really wasn't the right decision because they couldn't stop Tom Brady. And at the end, there was a pass interference call that pretty much won the game for them. And that defender, he grabbed onto the receiver's jersey, preventing him from taking that extra step. And that won the game. And it was really unfortunate because that's not a way you want to end the game. And the announcers were talking about how the refs weren't calling things. They wanted to make this like a clean game. But if you're going to call something, you have to call everything. So that's just one thing to add in. But like I said, Rodgers had a hell of a game. He had 3 touchdowns, an interception, but he had 346 yards passing. He was 33 for 48. Aaron Jones, their run game really couldn't get much. They had 27 yards by Aaron Jones. Jamal Williams had 23, and A.J. Dillon had 17 yards. Valdez Scantling had 115 yards receiving. Devontae Adams had 67. Lazard had 62. And from there, it was pretty much just average. And yeah, this was a really interesting game. And, I guess you look at Tampa Bay and three championships appearances. The Lightning, the Rays, and now the Buccaneers. So that's really crazy, and just in less than a year, pretty much. But yeah, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills Chiefs. Now this game, I feel bad for Buffalo fans, but that's besides the point. Josh Allen, he had 2 touchdowns and an interception. In this game, I mean, people really, I wanted the Buffalo to win, but looking at this game, they really had no chance. Mahomes had 325 yards. Travis Kelce and Hill were insane on the receiving. 118 yards for Kelce and 172 for Hill. And yeah, I mean, you look at this game too, and it could have went. I think both of these teams had the capability of winning, and I just think Buffalo couldn't get it done. It went down to, they got an onside kick recovery, I guess, which is cool. And a fun statistic is there hasn't been an onside kick recovery by the kicking team since 2014 NFC Championship game in a championship game. So that's pretty interesting. But no, Buffalo couldn't get it done. Final score was 38-24, Kansas City. And so they will go into their second straight Super Bowl. And that's going to be an interesting one. You're going to see, one of the oldest quarterbacks in the NFL versus a young prodigy. So that's going to be a fun one. But like I said, I don't really know who to root for. Comment down below who I should root for, because these teams I can't show any mercy towards because just of the circumstances. But yeah, I'll have a Sharks recap later tonight. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Super Bowl 55 LV, whatever you want to call it, matchup will be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be the first team in NFL history to play a Super Bowl at their own stadium. So thank you guys for watching.